Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing marvelously well. So we have a fun one here. We're going to take one stereo reverb and use it across every instrument on the whole song. And we're using Jonah Smith's song, which recorded at Sunset Sound, which is completely live, including the vocals. Everything was done in one take. So I hope you're all doing marvelously well. Of course, if you haven't already, you can hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, go to Produce Like a Pro, sign up for the email list, get a whole bunch of free goodies. You probably have heard me say that a million times. Anyway, what is interesting about this is a technique that was used quite a lot back in ye olden days with some of my friends telling me they would do this in the 70s. Now it's even easier to do, and that is to use just one reverb on the whole song. What we have here is we have a bunch of guys in a room. We have John Button playing bass, Blair Sinter playing drums, and Jonah playing piano and singing. And it all went down live. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a reverb. Just for schnitz and schniggles, what I've done here is I've actually opened up the Sunset Sound Studio Reverb. What I have done is I've turned off all possible room mics, any reverberation, any ambience, and we just got the close mics only on this recording. Now, it's not to say there won't be a bit of bleed coming into the mics. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this reverb, we're going to remove the pre-delay so it's down to nothing, and then we're going to send from different instruments and different amounts using only one reverb. But each time we do it, we're going to add different amounts of pre-delay, meaning it will feel like it's in a different place in the room. You got to remember, back in ye olden days, which actually wasn't frankly that long ago, you'd walk into a studio and they'd have a console and they'd have 2, 3, maybe if you were lucky, 4 reverbs. And you had like 5 or 6 auxiliary sends on a channel. So maybe you would employ 2 to 3 reverbs and, 1 or 2 delays. And that was it. And you'd mix a record. Now, of course, we're so used to having, 20 instances of reverb. And we have different reverbs, different delays, short delays, long delays, tape delays, you name it, all these different things going on. Well, sometimes it's nice to just find something you like the sound of, restrict yourself, and then experiment a little bit. And the way they would do it in those days is they'd take a reverb and they would just stick a delay in front of it so they'd have different pre-delays. And again, as I was explaining earlier, it would make it feel like it's in a different place in the room. So let's do that. So here we've got the pre-delay. We're going to turn it down. We actually chose Studio 3, which strangely enough is the studio we recorded in. So we've got a vocal here sent to it. So you can actually solo the reverb here.
I was lost, couldn't find my way home. I was tired. My mind won't leave me alone. I was lost.
So this is a live room itself.
My way home.
Let's go to the plate spring.
I was tired.
So that on the plate 1.
My mind won't leave me alone.
Plate 2.
I was lost. Couldn't find my way home.
And the spring.
I was tired.
Ooh.
My mind won't leave me alone. I was lost. Couldn't find my way home.
There's some of that low end.
I was tired.
Nice. So I've actually ended up on the spring, which is not what I expected. I wanted to do this and choose what I thought was going to work best. And that's what works best. Okay, so now I'm using that, and it's direct. There's no pre-delay.
I was lost. Couldn't find my way home.
Okay, so we'll keep it like that. Now for schnitz and schniggles, let us group our drum track together. Now, just so you notice, there is zero compression, EQ, or anything going on these drums. I'm going to take that whole kit. Yes, the whole kit. And duplicate this. So now I have another bus that I'm duplicating. And I'm going to take that output and send it to the reverb. So this is a whole kit. And I'm going to stick a delay on it. It's already set to 200 milliseconds. So now it's going through exactly the same reverb as the vocal, but it's delayed. Let's go a little bit less. Put the vocal in.
I never thought I would be caught by love so helplessly again.
This is the same reverb.
I never thought I would be caught by love so helplessly again. And
I think the bass could maybe do with a little bit. So I'm just going to create a pair of mono sends. I'm going to put a delay on the bass verb setting. We'll probably start off with much shorter. I'm going to go about 40 milliseconds. I've got the bass coming out here, going to the master bus, and then I've got the bass coming out, going to bus 1 and 2, and its reverb's turned down a little bit. Let's have a listen. I love it. Just a little bit of bleed in there.
I was lost, couldn't find my way home. I was tired, my mind wouldn't leave me alone.
With no reverb. A bit of it with the vocal with no reverb.
I was blind, didn't know how far I could fall.
Sounds cool, I like it. With the reverb. Same reverb and everything with different pre-delays.
This is love.
They're all in the same room.
I never thought I would be caught by love so helplessly.
I mean, there's no compression, no EQ, nothing on these multitracks. And it sounds really dry and very dull. And you're thinking to yourself, oh, I've got to do some cool EQ and compression to make this come to life. All we've done is taken the vocal, put it through the reverb with no pre-delay on it, taken the drum kit, put it through the same reverb, but with a pre-delay on it, so it feels like it's in a different place. And then the same thing with the bass. Maybe a little less reverb on the bass, but now everything is in the same room. They're all close mic'd with no room mics, but now we're adding this ambience together. Okay, so let's do the same thing with the piano. So now we have the same thing. We have the piano coming out of an auxiliary. I've duplicated that auxiliary here and put a delay on it. Let's go, we'll go somewhere shorter because we've got a 60 and a 40. Let's go a little bit shorter. Down to about 20 something milliseconds. Mute it. Dry. Reverb. Reverb only.
I was lost,
Throwing the bass now.
couldn't find my way home.
And now the drums.
I was tired. My mind wouldn't leave me alone. I was blind.
Turn the reverb off.
I could fall.
Reverb back in.
If this is love, I want it all.
Reverb off.
I never thought I would be
Reverb back on.
caught by love so helplessly again. And I can see a reason why for routine under falling skies again. I was sick. I felt that
Brought that hi-hat down.
I would lie
No verb.
in bed at night and dream, telling you
Verb.
I never thought that I would.
Very, very simple technique. So I'll just describe it again. I take the vocal and I send one dry and I send one to the reverb. But the one that's going to the reverb, in this instance, actually had no pre-delay on it. When I went to the drums, I put a 60-second pre-delay. So I've got a drum mix and then I've got a second drum mix, which is going, the whole mix is then going to the reverb, but with a 60 millisecond delay on it. Now I did the same thing with the bass. And I put that at about 40 milliseconds. So it's sending a delayed signal to the reverb. And then with the piano, I put about a 20 millisecond pre-delay on it. All of this creates like the illusion they're all in the same room, but in different places in the room. It's a really nice technique. It's something that you had to do back in the day when you didn't have a lot of reverbs. They would put tape delays on it and just try to get a different sound out of it. So like, maybe there was one plate being used, especially when they had a limited amount of tracks and they couldn't print it back. Often you would print reverb on a snare, so it was there permanently. I know Shelly Yakus would do it all the time. When he was tracking, he'd print the reverb on the snare during the tracking so that he had that same reverb again available when he came to mix. But here's the instance where maybe you've done that, but you still need more reverbs and you realize that you just don't have the access to them. But you also want to make it sound like it's in one room. So you take a reverb and you use the pre-delay trick. So they all feel like they're in the same room, but in different places. Great, great trick. I'm going to solo it all again so you can have a listen. Here's the drums with the verb on it. And what I'm going to do is mute the live drums. Now just the drums with no reverb. With the verb. And here's the bass with reverb. So it's dry and reverb. Mute the bass verb. Now just the bass verb. See, immediately it feels like the bass player's in the room with the drummer. Fantastic. Both together again. Throwing the drums with the reverbs on everything. Okay, here's the piano with the reverb. What's great about this, you actually hear the drums bleeding a bit into the piano. Okay, mute the verb. Dry. Vocal bleeding in there. Just the reverb on the piano. Together. Throw into the bass, into the drums, and you're going to hear that they're all in the room together. Mute the reverb on everything. And here's the vocal with the band.
I was sick. I felt that pain in my heart. I would lie in bed at night and dream.
So great. So try it for many reasons, to give the illusion of everybody being in a room, because maybe there's some overdubs. Maybe you did drums in one room, or you're using programmed drums. All kinds of reasons. And you're trying to glue it together and make it feel like one band playing in a room. You don't have to have the bass swamping in reverb, of course not, but maybe just a little touch of the reverb in there. Maybe just a little touch of reverb on this and that, and just a bit of pre-delay, just so it feels like it's in the same room, but it's in a different position in the room. That way you'll get a bit of space and it won't just see like a wall of reverb coming towards you. It's a really, really nice trick. And quite frankly, sort of a less is more approach, meaning you can have a little bit more fun with the production and not get obsessed, because a lot of people say to me they don't know how to use reverb, and they also are concerned, quite rightly, that if they've got like 5 or 6 different reverbs going, does it just turn into mush? Well, here's a way of getting around that. Just make sure you high pass it so you haven't got too much low end in there. You saw me do that on the reverb selection. I went up to about 300 or 400 hertz and high passed out the low end, but then I kept everything going into it. And I feel like it adds some continuity, adds some wholeness to it. Hope you enjoyed that. If you do this similar kind of trick or you've seen it done before, please let us know. And you can download those multi-tracks. There will be a link down there. And have a marvelous time recording and mixing. See you all again very, very soon. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adios, au revoir. Goodbye.